Hello, my name is Kelsey Conway, and I'm going to be giving a summary presentation of an article that I found on newscientist.com. The title of the article is "We May Finally Know What Causes Alzheimer's and How to Stop It," written by Deborah McKenzie. In the article, McKenzie explains how scientists now believe that the same bacteria that causes gum disease may also cause Alzheimer's. First, I'll explain why scientists are searching for a cure. Then I'll mention what they used to believe the cause of Alzheimer's was, and why they are now questioning that hypothesis. I'll explain their new approach and list a few possible options for a cure that are currently being tested. So, why would we care? As the population has gotten older, dementia has become the fifth most common cause of death. Alzheimer's is responsible for about 70% of these cases, so if a cure can be found, it would save many people's lives. Scientists have found that patients with Alzheimer's disease have an elevated level of proteins in their brains. They used to believe that this was the cause of the disease, but there has been evidence that goes against that hypothesis. First, patients with no sign of Alzheimer's have been found with high levels of protein in their brains. And second, when doctors treat patients with Alzheimer's by giving them medicine that blocks the protein production, there has been little to no effect. This has led scientists to look for a new approach. They now believe that the elevated levels are the body's response to the bacteria, which I have named on the slide. This is actually the same bacteria that causes gum disease, meaning that gum disease could be the link to Alzheimer's. There are enzymes that the bacteria releases called gingivanes that actually eat human tissue, which is what causes your gums to become sore and what could be responsible for eating the brains of patients with Alzheimer's. There's actually a lot of evidence to support the scientists' new beliefs. The first being, researchers found that the area of the brain affected by Alzheimer's is the same part that is affected by the bacteria. Researchers used 54 brains of patients that were affected by Alzheimer's. From these 54, 96% of the samples tested positive for the toxic enzyme of the bacteria. 3 of these samples had their DNA sequenced, and all 3 had the actual bacteria found in them. The last main piece of evidence is that the bacteria was found in the spinal fluid of living patients. Researchers had actually already developed molecules that blocked the effect of gingivanes, so they infected mice with the bacteria and saw that their brains became infected. Scientists then gave the gingivane blockers to the mice and saw a positive result. The inflammation of their brain went down, the protein levels decreased, and they even saw the damaged neurons return to their normal function. This means that the blockers could not only stop the progression of Alzheimer's, but they might also be able to reverse it. The scientists also tested the antibiotic given to someone with gum disease to see if it affected the infected mice, but the bacteria quickly developed a resistance, so the impact was very minimal. The gingivane blockers have actually already passed the initial safety test and are entering into a more long-term test this year. So far, they have had a positive result with the test and have seen a positive impact on patients. Another research team in Australia actually developed a vaccine for the bacteria, which started its testing in 2018. If the vaccine actually works, not only will no one get gum disease, no one will develop Alzheimer's anymore, which will impact the world enormously. So that is all I have for my summary of the article. Again, this theory that the same bacteria that causes gum disease also causes Alzheimer's has a lot of evidence supporting it. So far, the results from the drug trials look very promising, and hopefully the drug gets approved because it would impact many, many people in a very positive way. Thanks so much. Bye.